What's up guys, my name's John and in this video I'm going to be talking about a recent case study that I started. It's within the pet niche. I'm going to be looking at how old the site is, how many articles I've been publishing each month. I'm also going to be looking at how much I paid for those articles and how long they are. I'm also going to be looking at whether the site has started ranking yet, what the keywords are doing that I'm tracking. A lot of people have been asking for this video as they've seen that I did introduce this case study but I hadn't done an update yet. So if you've been waiting for this update, then this is the video for you. So first off, the site is around 3.5 months old now. I've got 25 posts on the site now. I've got one also in draft. Now I will say that these posts that I've all done, they are all review type posts. So I know some people go down the route of doing say 50% review posts, 50% informational articles, but to start with I'm going to mainly focus on review type articles for this site. The reason I've done that is in the past I've had a lot more success when I've done review type roundup posts than when I've done informational posts. And I've also found that it's the quickest way to start making relatively decent revenue from a site once you start ranking. I seem to find that on my sites I make a lot more money out of the review posts than I do with the informational type posts. So for this case study, that's what I focused on, that just sticking with review type articles for now. So if you're wondering how many articles I've published, I started the site around October. Now in October I published the first article, but in the whole of October I published 9 articles in total. And then we got to November where I published around 6 articles. December again I did about another 6 articles. I've still got one of them in draft. So once that one has been published, the site will have about 26 articles on the site. Like I said, they're all review type articles that are on the site currently. So over the last 3.5 months, I will have done about 26 articles on the site. I was actually hoping to have done a bit more than that, but the writer that I've got, although I'm very happy with the work she's doing and the research she's putting into the articles, I had hoped that I would get perhaps 3 or 4 a week, but it's obviously not turning out like that. It's turning out more like 2 a week, I'd say. At the moment, the quality is good. I'm happy with the articles. I do check them all through Copyscape, so I'm happy there. In terms of word count, I've got just over 113,000 words on the site. I actually use a plugin called WP Word Count, which is free if you want to try that. I've never used it before until this, but because I've never really needed to know what word count on the total site. But since this is a case study, I thought I need to know how many words are published on the site because quite a lot of people are interested. So like I said, 113,000 words in total, and that's over the last 3.5 months. So I don't think that's bad going really. Like I said, I'm not writing myself. I am outsourcing the writing, which I'll talk about in a minute, in terms of how much those articles will cost and how many words it works out per article and things like that. So before I go into the site, I will say I hired my writer on Upwork. I've been very happy with the writer. Like I said, it's 113,000 words, so it works out at around $70 an article, because at the moment I spent around $1,800 on content for this site. So like I said, not bad. It works out about $70 per article. Each article roughly is about, on average, is about 3,500 words. Some articles have been slightly longer, some articles have been a little bit shorter. If anyone's wondering how we're doing these product reviews, my writer actually goes on the internet, they read through a lot of reviews, a lot of Amazon reviews, and then we take out the best parts and we do our own research and we try to decide the good things about the product, the bad things about the product, and that's how we do the product reviews. Now the plans going forward, if the site was to rank, and what I've actually started doing with my more established site is I've started actually buying at least the top picks, the top products that I've picked that we review. So I've started doing that on my actually main sites. So on this case study site, if I do get some decent traffic and we start ranking, I think to increase conversions and to really write better product reviews, I think we will look at ordering some of the top products that we actually recommend for the site. So just bear that in mind. I know that when people are first starting these sites and they're writing the products reviews themselves, they might not have the money to actually go and buy the product. So this is a good way to get started if you don't have much money. But like I said, my main sites, I've started buying the products, but for this, the research is done online. There's plenty of reviews to read and get plenty of opinions from other people who have actually handled the product. So I think that's a good way to start. So I'm tracking about 24 keywords to do with these articles. And from around the 12th of November, I had 12 of them that were at least ranking in the top 100. Now, when we had the Google update in December, I had 12 keywords and they all disappeared after the update, so I was a little worried there. And by the 31st of December, the keywords are all back and they're all ranking again like they were before, so I thought that's not bad. But since then until this date, the keywords slowly started to disappear again, and have slowly started to come back again. So at the moment, I've only got about 6 of the keywords that are actually ranking in the top 100 in Google, which is a little disappointing because, like I said, originally I had 12 and then we had the Google update and they all disappeared pretty much except for 2, I think. And now it's gone up slowly, and I think we're on 6, perhaps even 7 now, but still, before the Google update, I did have more keywords that were ranking in the top 100 of Google. Now, in terms of Webmaster Tools, there's nothing showing in there yet, so there's no impressions showing there. There's no traffic there, so there's no traffic to the site yet. But like I said, the site is only 3.5 months old, so I wouldn't expect there to be any traffic. Generally, I'd say that I perhaps would start getting a trickle of traffic now and impressions, but I'm really looking at between 6 and 12 months when I would expect to see some traffic. And even then, it won't be lots of traffic, but you know, you will start to see the traffic rolling. And if I keep publishing for the next 6 to 12 months still, then obviously you get that hockey stick effect normally, where all the rankings, month by month as you've been doing them, they all start ranking in Google, then you start seeing a big climb in traffic. So at the moment, I'm not seeing any traffic, which it's a little disappointed, but it's not like it's not expected. Like I said, I have got some keywords ranking. I've seen people have sites 6 months later, they're still not ranking on Google at all. So I have got articles that are ranking, they're just ranking nowhere near the top. I think some of the articles, a couple of them are ranking at like position 22, so at the top of page 3, something like that. Yeah, so we'll keep on going with this site. I'm going to keep publishing, I think, 2 articles a week I'm going to do now. I'm just going to see what happens with them ranking. If anyone's interested in how I'm tracking the rankings, I actually use a software called SEMrush. I do recommend it. I do use it for keyword research as well. Like I said, I track my rankings for all my sites through it. I do competitor research through it. I also track the links that are coming to my site and to a competitor site through it. So it is quite a good tool. At the moment, that's how I'm tracking the rankings, and that's how I'm doing some of the product research for this site to find out what to write the articles on. So I hope that's given you some insight into the site itself and what I've actually done up to now. Now, I will mention the domain in later videos, but I want to at least get some traffic coming to the site and get it ranking, because if I give the domain out now, it's a bit of a worry that there might be some people who decide to copy the articles, and it's obviously not good for my site if it's new. So I do want the site to mature a little and get some traffic, and hopefully I can make a lot better videos in the future when we've actually got traffic to look at and we've got some earnings, and we can start putting ads on the site, we can start making some income from affiliates. We can look at using the Amazon Associates program. We can look at using other affiliate programs as well. So hopefully it will be a lot more interesting in the future. Like I said, I think it's going to be a few more months yet until we start seeing that traffic. So I hope you found this video useful. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you've not already done so. Don't forget to smash that like button, as it really does help me out. And don't forget to click that little bell to get notified when I release a new video just like this, and to follow along with this case study. That's it for now. Thanks for watching the video.